This is driven today, and here is the Honda City HEV Hybrid. The City HEV has full LED headlights. This includes the daytime running lights, LED high and low beams, and full LED turn signals at the bottom. You have a shiny black grille with an RS badge. You have LED fog lights and a splitter wrapped in a carbon fiber type of material. The grille has a hexagon shape pattern going all the way through. This color is a dark metallic blue and is only available in this trim. 16-inch two-tone alloys. LED turn signals in the mirrors. At the back you have full LED strips for the rear lights, LED brake lights, but incandescent turn signals. To finish off at the bottom, you have a rear diffuser, again wrapped in this carbon fiber like material. At the back you have the rear view camera. On the left hand passenger side wing mirror you have a camera here, so when you are signaling left, this camera will come on to show you your blind side. The right hand side doesn't have this. The ADAS lane keeping assist camera is here. Doesn't run on a sensor or anything, it uses a camera to read the road. So the display is split between a conventional analog dial on the right hand side, and you have a 7-inch TFT screen which shows the rev counter and your different driving modes which you can switch to. You have two USB-A ports, one here is to connect your phone, and you have a 12-volt outlet in the front. You have an 8-inch infotainment system which can connect to Apple CarPlay. It shows up the radio, you can add different apps to it. The car comes with climate control. In the rear you also have air vents. This is exclusive to the HEV Hybrid. The interior is finished off very nicely. You have, this is fake leather, but it's got some stitching, and the red stitching continues all the way through. Again, this is exclusive to the RS. The RS seats do not come in full leather, they come in a two-tone leather with a suede material, which is very comfortable. For those who want full leather, it's not available with the HEV. Same at the back, is part leather. Headlining is black. Even for a small car you would think it would be slightly claustrophobic, but it seems okay. It actually gives the car more of a sporty feel. You have this shiny black, piano black looking material going all the way through the car. Being the RS model, everything is suited to be kind of sporty. The steering wheel feels thick. The controls on here, you have the stereo controls on here, the volume, home and source to operate the screen at the front here. You have the Bluetooth and phone settings. On this side you've got your cruise control and your lane keeping assist. This is the ADAS system, so if you veer off the lane, it's not going to steer you back, but what you'll feel is some sort of a resistance. You have paddle controls on each side here that go with the eCVT with the stepped gears that it has in it. For those with young families, at the back here you have a tethering point here for a child seat, and also two ISOFIX mounts at the bottom here, so you know that the baby seat will be securely firm and not just using the seat belt. In the back, legroom is class leading, and again this leather and stitching continues in the back. In the back there are no USB ports, but you do get two 12-volt outlets, so you could put an adapter in there if you wanted to power any devices that run off a USB-A or USB-C wire. In the Honda City Hybrid, you have a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol Atkinson cycle engine with 98 horsepower. It delivers 127 newton meters of torque. In the HEV models, you have two electric motors. One electric motor works as a generator, and that produces 95 horsepower, and then you have a traction electric motor which produces 109 horsepower with 253 newton meters of torque. The combined output of this system is 126 horsepower with a battery of 172.8 volts lithium ion. Driving the City Hybrid is slightly different than the normal model because you have firstly regenerative braking, so you're going to have to get used to that kind of grabby feel of the brakes. There's instant torque from the electric motors. That does kind of run out a bit as you pick up power, but you do get that instant surge which pushes you back into the seat. Then after that, the petrol motor takes over, and with the CVT gearbox it does tend to scream a bit. But to be honest, the car isn't really meant for that. It's not meant for racing around. It's an economy vehicle. You have this torque power so that you don't feel underpowered when you're driving this vehicle with your whole family in it. You could take 4 adults in here quite comfortably, go up a hill, and you're not going to see any noticeable decrease in power. The 1 litre turbo, you do get a bit of turbo lag and it can kind of run out of puff. I find that the hybrid, because you've got the batteries, there's more of an even weight distribution. It feels more planted to the ground, so there's no kind of rocking or swaying at high speeds as well. The steering, I don't know if they've tuned this especially for this RS model, but it feels very weighted, very heavy. Not in a bad way, but in more of a, in a sporty, controlled way. This car, it feels like, is very planted on the road. I've just finished driving the new Mazda 3, and to be honest with you, the inside cabin space probably feels a bit more area, a bit bigger, although the Mazda 3 is a little bit wider. You get that little bit of extra room between you and your front passenger. That would be the only difference. The front seats, at first, they felt a little bit small for me. I'm 5'11", a little bit wide, so I felt at the top, the sport seats, they weren't really supporting my shoulders, but after a while I think I got used to it, and I feel very comfortable in the car. The seats are very well bolstered. There is no adjustment for the bolster, so make sure you try the car out before, because if you don't like a lot of back support, this may not be comfortable for you, and the standard City may be a better purchase for you. The cabin noise is very quiet. Again, I've taken this up to about 130, 140 kilometers an hour, and I didn't hear much wind noise coming through. A lot less than the previous generation Accord. I know the new Accord is very refined, but I know in previous generations with the Hondas there was a lot of wind noise, a lot of complaint on that, but I have no complaints with the wind noise. Driving over bumps, the chassis doesn't flex at all. It feels very firm, very planted. It's very nice to drive. That torque coming from those electric motors, and then the petrol motor kicks in very smoothly. It's a bit addictive actually. you'll find yourself, putting your foot down at the traffic lights, or whenever you stop, you tend to floor it a bit. Very nice. Also, driving around in stop-start traffic, the Honda City is actually ideal for that. That's really what it was designed for. Safety equipment in the City Hybrid includes 6 airbags, rear disc brakes, ABS with electronic brake distribution, electronic stability program, tyre pressure monitoring, hill start assist, a rear camera with 3 views, and a lane watch camera. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my channel for more car and truck content.